This is Miss Morris, teacher of strings, here from the Winston-Salem Symphony to help you learn how to tune your own instrument. This is the bass tuning video. There is a separate video for violin, viola, and cello. If you are third grade or younger, you can have your parent help you tune your instrument. If you're fourth grade or older, you can learn how to tune it yourself. Instruments need to be tuned daily. Never practice with an out-of-tune instrument. Watch the entire video before tuning your instrument. I know it's a lot of Miss Morris, but you gotta watch all the way to the end before you start tuning. Traditionally, teachers teach their students how to tune an instrument over several weeks or months. So watch all the way to the end of the video, and don't be afraid to watch this video more than once. This is the bass end pin. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Pull the end pin out. It should be in the same position every single time. Righty-tighty. Make sure you're nice and tight. If you have grooves, loosen it a little. Make sure it's in the groove before you tighten it the rest of the way. The strings on the bass are G, D, A, and E. They're exactly the opposite of the violin. The bass mechanical tuners work on the principle of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You can tighten the string to make the pitch higher. You can loosen the string to make the pitch lower. My mechanisms look like this. Yours may look a little bit different. The knob is decorative. Because these are mechanical, there are no fine tuners at the other end of the string. This is lefty-loosey. This is righty-tighty. This is the bridge. It's not glued on, so if your strings get too loose, it will fall. If your bridge falls, contact your teacher as soon as possible. When you tune your instrument, you're going to need a tuner. I found this one in the App Store. I know there's some free ones or ones for $1 or $2. To tune your instrument, you just need to either push this button and match the A. You can change the pitch by using these buttons, or the way I'm teaching you in this video is using the needle. You need to make sure the needle makes it to 0. You need to look at 4 things while you're tuning. 1 is the 0. Is the needle pointing to 0? Is it too high or too low? Look at the note name. Make sure that the note name matches the name of the string that you want to tune. Look at if there's a sharp or a flat. If there's a sharp, the note is too high. You need to loosen the string, lefty-loosey. If there's a flat, the note is too low. You need to tighten the string by righty-tighty. Before you begin, look at the hertz. In the United States, we tune to A equals 440. You can change the calibration with these buttons right here. You would only need to change the calibration if you're collaborating with someone in a different country. Ask them what their calibration is for A, 440, or another number. When you're tuning the bass, there are 4 strings: G, D, A, and E, like we've mentioned earlier in the video. Each string has a corresponding mechanism that tightens and loosens so that you can raise the pitch and lower the pitch. The middle 2 strings go with the upper 2 mechanisms. The outer 2 strings go with the lower 2 mechanisms. The higher strings are on one side, the lower strings are on the other side. Take your eye and follow the string all the way up into the peg box to see which mechanism controls which string. One last tip before we get started. Remember that Mrs. Morris has been tuning cellos and basses for a long time. So take your time, listen to the tone carefully, and do your best. Remember, it's going to take a little bit of practice to get good at it. a beginner, you're going to hold the bass facing you with your hand at the base of the neck. You're going to pluck the string and look at the tuner. You're going to pluck it a few times, and then it's going to be a little backwards. Raise the pitch up to the G. Then you're going to go to the D and reach up and turn the peg. Then you're going to switch sides. You're going to pluck the A, and this one, it needs to be brought up, so I turn the mechanism. I'm not sure it's really called a peg. In a violin, it's called a peg. And then you're going to turn the E, pluck the E, and this one's a little too high, so I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Once you've done it forward facing a couple of times, you can turn the bass around and put it in your hip like you're going to play it. Put the bow on the string and make as consistent sound as possible, and go back and forth in long bows, and then look at the tuner. As you can see, the D is quite low, so I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to take my hand up the neck, find the mechanism, and tighten the string because it's too low until it reaches D. Another thing you can do is you can go here and push on the string and release the pressure to bring up the pitch. It's always easier on a bass to bring the pitch up from the bottom rather than to try to tune it when it's sharp. So sometimes I bring it a little bit below the pitch and then bring it up to the pitch. If this video has helped you tune your own instrument, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you from the Winston-Salem Symphony and Miss Morris, Teacher of Strings.